We celebrate the goals that went in and the ones that didn't find the back of the net. Nobody, and I mean nobody, plays harder than Yund. Don't let anyone block your view of this show. Smiles all around. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. Hey, see, those air drum lessons have paid off for you well.
Well, you know, it's been years, and I had to show the talent.
It's just great.
But it was great being out there. It was
so much fun.
Perfect weather, overcast, mid-20s.
Yeah, perfect.
Great atmosphere. A lot of people came out. The whole parking area was pretty well packed and a great game. It's such a great facility.
It's tailgating, and there was tailgating, which was very exciting.
Yeah, and we were a week late for Hockey Day Minnesota, but ended up with perfect weather. And that's what we're going to start off the show with, talking about the boys hockey team after a well-needed week of rest from games. Boys hockey team returned to action with a Saturday matinee in the outdoor rink. It was Armstrong Cooper's first ever outdoor game, so there was an added level of excitement in an already big division battle. Cardinals and the Wings fought to a tie the first time out. This time, they were taking it outside. And as we talked about, weather was perfect, and the fans who came were in for a treat to the very, very end. Home team starts to score midway through the first. Derek Knapp, good forecheck along the boards, slides it back through the middle. Zach Thompson collects and scores. Wrist shot to the blocker side as Coon Rapids on the board first. Wings able to answer right back. Good regroup on a three, puts it into a 3-on-2. A.J. Jacobson left with time and space. Snapshot, top shelf, tie game. But Coon Rapids gets the lead before the break. Robert Morissette to Isaac Ruff at the top of the blue paint. One-timer puts the Cards on top 2-1. That score holds until the third period when persistence finally pays off for Armstrong Cooper. And this clip is the epitome of that phrase. The Wings get 4 or 5 whacks at it. The Cardinals, trying desperately, can't corral the little black thing. And Jack Gorgon digs it free, puts the puck at home in the back of the net, gets it a 2-2 game, and then off the draw, Jacobson, great pass back through the slot on a tee, and Gunrowski drives it to the back of the net. That turned out to be the game winner. Armstrong holds on for the 3-2 win. A fun game right to the very end.
Yeah, and I thought the Cardinals really outplayed them in the first and second periods, and it's that third period where they just they couldn't get their offense going, and they gave up those 2 goals, and unfortunately didn't get the win.
Yeah, and the important part is they're playing tough against the better teams in their division. They've got a couple of games coming up this week. A Champlain Park team that was at the time number 2 in the division. Cardinals were able to win that one 4-1 with an empty netter. And then on Saturday, they're at Osseo. And Osseo came here and got their first win of the season.
They did.
And blanked the Cardinals 3-0 here on CTN. Cardinals hoping to get a little revenge there. See if they can pull off a sweep over the Rebels and then get some revenge against the Blackbirds.
You know, at this time of the year, that would be huge. They get a little momentum moving forward.
Very true.
Well, the girls' hockey team is on an absolute tear right now. They kept it up this past week, extending their win streak to 7. They were fresh off a 1-0 win over Maple Grove when they welcomed Irondale to the Crick on Tuesday. The Knights came in riding a 3-game win streak of their own. Only one team would be able to keep their streak intact. Home team wastes no time making a statement in this one. Great individual effort by Lindsay Albers. First on the forecheck, then following the initial shot, she gets the unassisted marker 70 seconds into the game. It didn't last long for the girls to get a little cushion. Brina Del Castillo scoops it up on her own end, races down ice, playing it off the board before finding the 5-hole and giving SLPCR a 2-goal edge 4 minutes into the first. They outshot Irondale 17-3 in the first, but didn't find the back of the net again until early in the second when Mallory Corrigan is able to jam this one home at the back post. Nice goal there. SLP did a great job of keeping the play at the opposite end most of the night. End of a 6-on-4 penalty kill. This one hits Brina in stride coming out of the box. She slides it. The girl makes it to the 5 straight without giving up a goal. Sammy Miller has really been playing well.
Yes, that is an understatement for that young lady. 5 straight games without a goal.
It's impressive.
But it keeps getting better. It does. Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids, definitely one of the hottest teams around right now. Their opponent on Thursday certainly was not.
There you go.
Armstrong Cooper was coming off a win, but it was just the third of the season for the Wings. The SLPCR team wasn't about to let this one get away from them, and they kept their streak intact in relatively dominant fashion. And when I say relatively, I mean completely dominant. The team without a mascot dominates the first period, but they don't dent the score sheet until that one. Liz Zarate jumping on a loose puck beats the keeper on the glove side, 1-0 after one. Things change in a hurry in the second. Just 34 seconds in, Anna Schultz steps into one from the point, whistles it past the keeper. It's a 2-0 lead. Power play midway through the second. They work it to Schultz at the faceoff dot, back to the far side upper corner. Captain's leading the charge. Schultz gets her second right there. Brina Del Castillo assisted on the team's first 4 goals, handing this one to Emma Murphy, who's able to skate to a good spot, take a good shot, and what do you know, it's 4-0 game. They weren't done in the second. Schultz, coast to coast, able to find a lane right through the defense and right to the back of the net. That helped her complete her hat trick. She added 2 more after our cameras left, added an assist, and had a 6-point game. Cardinals on cruise control. You got to feel a little bad for that goaltender. It was 6-0 after the second period. When our camera left, it was 9-0 before it was all settled. And what does that mean?
Another shutout.
It's another shutout for Sammy. And the very next day, this team, this SLPCR squad traveled north. They jumped on a bus. They spent half their day on the bus to go to East Grand Forks to play number 9 in Single A. And what do you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 saves for shutout Sammy. Sammy shutout.
Nice Spanish lesson, by the way, as well.
23 saves to earn her 7th straight shutout. Schultz gets the goal, assists by Murphy and Del Castillo. I'm a little jazzed up about that, if you couldn't tell.
How could you not be, though? I mean, you look at the way they're playing, and they're really hitting on all cylinders at this point of the year as we get close to the section playoffs.
And really, a shutout is the goalie gets most of the credit, but a lot of it is how well they play defensively, keeping play to the outside, limiting the dangerous shots, blocking some shots as well, but Sammy playing outstanding right now. Only 2 games left in their regular season. Now, she's got a chance, I think, on Tuesday against the North Metro team to maybe keep that streak going to 8. She would have to be absolutely on fire to hold it against number 1 ranked Blake Bears on Saturday, which is their final game of the season.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one. But you know what? The way they're playing, they've got that opportunity.
They do. She's going to need some help. Wow, what a way to finish it would be. Already such a ride. Stay tuned. We'll know more next week on Sportsnight. That's how you do a tease. The girls are at North Metro, as I mentioned, and then again at Blake. Wrestling team had the week off. They are ready to get back to action. They host Elk River on Thursday, and then they are at the Blaine Duels on Saturday. Gymnastics team, big story. Got their second victory of the season this past week. It was another tri-meet. Up first, the host Irondale Spring Lake Park team, and Coon Rapids posted a 122.55 to get the victory over Irondale Spring Lake Park's 111. Now, I want you to look very closely at your screen. Aaliyah Vu gets first place. All of the numbers are going to stay the same. All the places will change as we change to next graphic, and they're all the same place. The numbers are the same, but their places drop down. Cardinals were 1-2 in every event against Irondale and Spring Lake Park. Had to settle for a lot more deeper place finishes when they went up against Blaine Andover. They lose to the 129.9, but that is a pretty good number for this team to be hitting. I mean, you come in, you've got a clear leader at the front of the pack. She gets hurt, meet 1. Your numbers drop significantly. Your first meet back, but they've built it back almost to where they were when they started.
Well, that just shows you the hard work that they've been putting in this season to be able to do that after losing your leader and able to come back and get a couple of wins on the season and score well.
And as we look ahead, they have Centennial on Thursday and then Maple Grove next Thursday. Both of those teams are teams that, again, are looking at probably scoring in the high 130s to 140s. But if the Cardinals can continue to get their number to climb, that's a good thing for this season.
And let's hope that they do. Well, the Cardinals swimming and diving team wrapped up their regular season schedule last week with back-to-back meets Tuesday and Thursday. Up first, a trip to the building formerly known as Fred Moore Middle School for a showdown with the Anoka Tornadoes. The Cardinals coming off a solid effort at True Team sections, looking for more good times as they get ready for tournament time. The Cardinal leaders continue to lead the way. Second event of the night, Alex Schmidt's setting the pace in the 200 free, getting to the wall first in a time of 1:59.93. Schmidt also took first in the 500 free. Seventh grader Tyler Schultz earned the Cards a couple of blue ribbons as well. He wins the 200 IM by nearly 10 seconds here. He also topped the podium in the 100 breaststroke in a time of 1:10.66. The Cardinals' only other first place came in the 200 free relay, but they had a lot of guys right in the thick of things. Patrick Schultz was second in the 50 free and the 100 free. Matthew Struess had second and third place finishes. The Cardinals lose to the Tornadoes by a score of 99-81, but a solid night for a lot of the Cardinal guys.
Well, and because they had two meets so close, for their final dual meet of the season, Coach Donaldson shook up his lineup a little bit and gave guys a chance to compete in some different events. It breaks up the monotony of the routine and gets them outside their comfort zone. Boys had a lot of fun with swimming new races and not feeling really any pressure. Keeps them loose heading into the most important meets of the year. Of course, you still have some guys swimming their signature events, mainly the middle schoolers. Seventh grader Tyler Schultz with a second place finish in the 200 free. He touches the wall in 2 minutes, 3.86 seconds. Eighth grader Matt Struess had a great season already in a very spread out 200 IM. Struess finishes second with more than a 10-second gap on each side of it. So more than 10 seconds from first to second, another 10 seconds from second to third. Another silver medal for Schultz in the 100 backstroke. He takes second in 1 minute, 9.12 seconds. The Knights, so well written, I'm going to start over. The Knights ride to victory, winning every event and finishing 101-67.
All right.
I got so excited to deliver that line, I just completely bit my tongue.
It happens to the best of us, absolutely. Even you, occasionally, once in a
Well, if you compare myself to, if you put me in on the same level as you, I'm feeling pretty good. On Saturday, the Cardinals in the Blue Jacket Invitational and some great finishes all around. Alex Schmidt, Jr., 500 free, second place, fifth place in the 200 free. Tyler Schultz, seventh grader, 200 IM, second place, 100 breaststroke, eighth place. Alex Strong and Sarwin White both had sixth place finishes in their events. Patrick Schultz, also a junior, and Matthew Struess had an eighth place finish in the 500 free and a seventh place finish in the 100 back. We didn't have room to fit the whole thing on. I should have consulted more. Schmidt, Schultz, and Struess combined to have the sixth place finish in the 200 free relay at that event as well.
And we talk about the swim team in terms of individuals, youngsters swimming at
well, that's
a lot of
that's
important
two
places.
Juniors and two middle schoolers, and they all four of them competed very well and obviously had good times. And all of the young men on that list will be back at least one more year.
Well, yeah, no question. And Coach Johnson always, says the importance of increasing your time from week to week, event to event, and you see him doing that.
Well, they have their final tri-meet coming up on Thursday. They will host Osseo and Park Center. That is 11, 12, 13 in the conference. And then they have a couple weeks off. Section tournament, the championships run from the 23rd through the 25th of February. The Nordic ski team, a couple of events also back-to-back. They went Tuesday, Wednesday last week. or Wednesday, Thursday, sorry. They went Wednesday, Thursday. It was a freestyle on Wednesday. Petrov 7th place for the Cardinals. Ricky Petrov in 9th. Jared Heides 16th. Mitch Zandarowski in 27th. And Joe Thoen was 31st. For the girls, a 5th place finish. Olivia Ellenbecker in 10th. Abby not far behind in 13th. Izzy Haberman was 20th. Lila Gilliard was 29th. And Galadriel O'Grady was 38th place. On Thursday, gave a lot of the top skiers the day off so that they could do a harder train over the weekend. Gave an opportunity for some of those mid-level skiers to really compete against the top in the conference. Cardinals finished 11th place as the boys team. Joe Thoen in first, Gilliard, Cedarstrand, Samet, and Gilliard the rest. It's amazing. It doesn't matter what 5 names you put together. If you say it like that, they kind of sound like a law firm.
They do sound like a law firm.
On the girls' side, they finished in 9th place. Galadriel O'Grady leading the way in 44th. Maddie Karen was in 48th. Lila Gilliard in 51st. Kudzia, Blomberg, and Eichstadt.
Attorneys at law.
There you go. Just the way it works out. Upcoming for the Nordic ski team, they have the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships this Wednesday and the Section 5 Championships next Wednesday. Both of those events will be at Theodore Wirth Park in Minneapolis. Alpine ski team, final race of the season for the conference was held last week. The boys finish in 5th place. Smith had the best finish for the Cardinals, moving in 23rd place, just over a minute. Caroon was in 28th, Josh Wieland in 41st, Kai Tweedy in 48th, and Hawkinson finished 53rd. Both Smith and Caroon did finish high enough, Caroon and Wieland did finish high enough for all conference honors.
Nice, I like that.
Girls team, 7th place finish. Molly Bolin in 7th overall. Emma Bolin in 13th. They also earn all conference honors. Verbeek was 48th and Berg was 62nd. Upcoming for the Alpine team, they have the Section 7 championships next Wednesday. The state championships will be held on Thursday, the 15th of February. Both of those events are at Giants Ridge in Bowabic.
Should be a lot of fun. Well, the boys basketball team's on a bit of a roller coaster ride over the past few weeks, trading win streaks for losing streaks. A pair of losses this week, starting with a game against Totino Grace, a team that had lost 5 in a row, 6 of their previous 8. But the Eagles are not to be taken lightly, especially if you allow them to get good looks from the outside. Totino Grace setting the tone early with strong defense. Zach Band gets the steal. Charlie Jacob pushes it up the court to 6'9" Rocky Cruiser. With the flush, Cruiser had 17, one of 4 Eagles in double digits. Most of the damage is done beyond the arc. Good movement to get Charlie Jacob an open look from the corner. He hits the second of his 3-pointers in the first half. Eagles had 16 3-pointers in the game, 9 of them in the first half. This was one of the first of 6 for Will Schmidt. Came off the bench to lead all scorers with 21. Cardinals never able to get into a rhythm on offense. Lionel Warner had just 3 points in the first half, 11 total in the game. Marcel Winston was the Cardinals' leader in points with 17, rebounds with 9, and steals with 5, but this game was out of reach early. 6 different Eagle players scored from downtown as they kept their distance in an 87-74 win. You know, Joe, obviously we were there, a tough one. We talked about, their coach talked about with the 1-3-1 defense that the Cardinals play, they were hoping to get those open looks from the perimeter, and they sure did.
Boy, did they.
And they were hot.
Boy, did they cash in on them.
Yep.
16 3-pointers. My somewhat questionable Minneapolis math says 48 points from beyond the arc.
It's pretty good.
It's a good way to make a living if you can. Boys basketball team, the challenge only got tougher on Friday. They welcomed the #1 ranked Chample Park Rebels to the barn, and they held them, played with them for the first half. But the Rebels go away big, 77-51 the final. Tyrion Johnson and Dial Lawal each dumping in 19 points. Lionel Warner held to 8. Rask and Pratt had 3 and 2 respectively. Cardinals are at Elk River on Tuesday of this week, and they are at Anoka on Friday. And those are 2 games. Oh, I did it again.
Oh, you didn't do the girls' basketball.
That's all right. I'm just going to have to wing her.
You will wing it.
Girls' basketball team also opened its week against Totino Grace last week. Cardinals, another team, the girls team, also riding a bit of a roller coaster over to.
There you are.
We're just on a roll. I think and I have no idea what the video is going to look like, but let's just take a shot. Oh goodness, it's not like I was there for the boys' game. They're playing the perimeter well, find Care open in the corner, and I'm so disappointed because I know I wrote this one well. It's a Cardinal victory in the end. Good team effort, everybody getting involved. Hagstrom finishes at the back door. Latino Grace did have a few players that kept it close, and it was a close game for most of the contest. But the Knights in white, I'm calling them that because they're wearing the white stripes. Carver misses with the left hand and finished by Caitlin Ackerman off the back door. This time, Carver able to convert on the jump shot. Cardinals are going to win this one 42-32, I have a feeling. Another three-pointer from Kennedy Care. And the Cardinals do get the victory. How about that for an assist? Courtney Ackerman taking it to the ground. Hagstrom says, I'll put that home for you. Pick up a dime. It's tough news when I don't have a script to.
Well, you know,
and I don't even.
We changed it because I was supposed to originally read that.
That doesn't
one,
matter.
And we changed it, and
unfortunately,
those things happened. But hey,
what do you got?
It's an award-winning show.
The nice thing about it is the girls got the victory, 42-32. A much-needed win. A little bit more difficult opponent. And a different result on Friday. They lost to Champlin Park 64-49. Caitlin Ackerman leading away with 14 points. Lainey Hanneman had 10. Courtney Ackerman just outside the double-digit range with 9. Cardinals road gets really tough this week. They host Elk River on Tuesday. And Howie,
we'll be there. 18-0 Elk River. It's going to be a tough one. I had a chance to talk to Coach Peterson today, and you know that win that they had the other night was over Totino was a big win for them, a good win for them, and they're building again. But they know coming into this contest against Elk River, they're going to have their hands full.
Yeah, Elk River is a very strong ball club, and she's going to start to wonder why we did the schedule we did. Last time we were there, it was number 7. Now it's number 2. But we will be there. The Cardinals take on Anoka on Friday, and what a way to end up what I thought was going to be a great show all the way to the end.
It's always a good show,
yeah,
Joe.
It was a little disappointing at the finish. My mistake. That's all right. I'll get better next week, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll be here anyway, one way or the other. Girls basketball team on Tuesday against Elk River. Boys hockey against Champlin on Thursday. And then a little change next week. Monday basketball. Tuesday we'll have sports night. Boys basketball against Centennial starts at 7 on Monday.
Yes.
That's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. I want to thank everybody else for joining us, for continuing to support us. And I've just done
If they're still watching.
If they're still watching. They should have turned off a long time ago. Good night. We didn't make it.
My Instagram is icy_Johnson. Be sure to follow me. Cardinal Nation.